the Always Believe House. Oh, today we're going to continue doing Star Review Category 1. Ho, 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 ho. And it's going to be F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. So let's get going, and a magical whiteboard appears, and let's start having fun. Ho, 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 ho. On the next page of your Category 1 review, we're simplifying radicals. I would not lose this paper, save for geometry next year. This will give you all of the square roots less than 100. Okay? To do this on the calculator, you're going to hit menu, number, and factor. Okay? Menu, number, factor. Menu, number, factor. Notice that some of these are already done. Okay, the perfect squares are done. The prime numbers can't prime factor. Okay, some of the numbers can't simplify, so they just stay the same. The first one we're going to be able to do is the square root of 8. So I'm just going to do a couple of these for you. Go to your calculator, hit menu. Where does it say number? It says number at 2, and then it says factor at 3. So menu 2, 3. And then type in 8 and hit enter. And it gives you the prime factors of 8. It's 2 to the third. Write down the prime factors without an exponent. So we're going to go back to here and write down 2 times 2 times 2. Remember, we are getting a square root. So we're going to circle pairs. So I'm going to circle a pair of 2's. The pair comes out. Whatever's not circled stays in. So each pair that comes out, you write down once. So I take out a 2 and a 2's left inside. That's all you have to do. If you type in the square root of 8 and 2 squared of 2, you'll get the same decimal answer. Let's go to the next one. We got to get the square root of 12. I'm going to do it one more time on the calculator. Menu, number, factor, and then type in 12, hit enter. It's 2 squared times 3. So I'm going to write down 2 times 2 times 3. So I'm going to go to my paper, 2 times 2 times 3. Then I'm going to circle my pairs. I can circle a pair of 2's, can I? So this is going to turn into 2 square root of 3. Do not lose this paper. I would save this. I would laminate it next year for geometry. You're going to be doing this a lot in geometry. I'm going to do 2 more together, but I'm not going to use the calculator because I got one right here. I'm going to go down. Let's do... Let me do a little harder one for you. Let's do 26. First off, the square root of 26. So it'll just be 26 because the factors of 2 and 13. You can't circle a pair, can you? Let's do 27. The factors of 27 are 3 times 3 times 3. I could circle a pair of 3's. This pair goes out. The 3 stays in. Let me go down to, let's do 44. 44 is going to be 2 times 2 times 11. I can circle a pair of 2's. The 2 comes out. The 11 stays in. Let me get one. Let's go to 70. Let's do 48. Let's do 48. 48 will have some stuff not left in. Okay, so on 48, my factors are going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, so I could circle a pair of 2's. I could circle another pair of 2's, right? So I took out 2 sets of 2's, right? 2 times 2 is 4, and then the 3's not left, is it? So remember, you've got to write these prime factors down, then circle pairs. Every pair you pull out, you multiply together what's left. Let me get one. Let's do 54. Okay, so 54 is right here. Okay, 54 is going to be 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. If you do menu, number, factor, those are going to be the prime factors. I could circle a set of 3's, can I? So that's going to pull out. The 2 and 3 are left inside. You just multiply them. So this is going to turn into 3 square root of 6. Okay. And then let's do 60. 60 is going to be 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. So I'm going to circle a pair of 2's. Those come out, and the 3 and 5 are left, aren't they? So this is going to turn into 2. 3 times 5 is 15. So repeat the process. Once you have this done, I would laminate this paper like I said. Use this for geometry next year. You're going to have all the square roots under 100. If you can't circle a set of numbers like the 26, I can't circle 2 and 13. It will not simplify. I think I got all the ones that won't simplify down for you, okay? Let's go turn the page, or let's go down to number 40, first up. On number 40, hopefully you won't end up with anything like this. I don't think you will. It's a little bit pre-AP level right here. So 18 is going to be 2 times 3 times 3. 45 is going to be 3 times 3 times 5. 27 is 3 times 3 times 3. Now then, circle your pairs. I could circle a pair of 3s. The 3 goes out, the 2 stays in. I could circle a pair of 3s, and then plus 3 square root of 5. And then I could circle a set of 3s, minus 3 square root of 3. Notice that none of these are the same, so I can't group them up, okay? In Algebra 2, you'll do more of this, and in geometry, you'll do some of this. Let's go to the next one. If they have a number out here, you're going to multiply. You'll see this in a minute. So 75 is 3 times 5 times 5. I'm getting these. You would get the same thing if you did menu, number, factor. I just know them, okay? 27 is 3 times 3 times 3. 48 is 4 2s and a 3. Now then, I'm going to circle my pairs. So I can circle a pair of 5s here. The 5 is going to pull out. I'm going to multiply these two numbers. So 5 times 3 is 15, and the 3 stays in. Right here, I can pull out a set of 3s. There's nothing in front of that 27. So this is going to be plus 3 squared of 3. Right here, I can pull out a 2 and a 2. I can pull out a set of 2s, can I? I'm going to multiply all of this together. So negative 2 times positive 2 times positive 2 is a negative 8, square root of 3. Notice that these are all square root of 3s, right? I could group them up. So 15 plus 3 is 18, and 18 minus 8 is 10. This would turn into 10 square root of 3. Treat that square root like you would a variable x, let's just say. 15x plus 3x minus 8x would be 10x. Same thing with the square root, okay? Going on to 42. This is a little bit higher level here to help you out, okay? 45 is going to be 3 times 3 times 5. 80 is going to be 4 2s and a 5. And 20 is 2 times 2 times 5. Now then go back and circle your pairs. I could circle a pair of 3s, so this turns into 3 squared of 5. I could circle 2 sets of 2s, right? So I'm going to pull out 2 2s, and I'm going to multiply all this. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, and the 5 stays in. Then I could circle a set of 2s. The 2 comes out. I'm going to multiply this up, right? 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, square root of 5. Notice they all have square root of 5s, don't they? So 3 plus 8 is 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. The square root of 5 won't change. It's just like a variable x. So 3x plus 8x minus 6x would be 5x. If you did it with the square root of 5s, it's 5 square root of 5. This would be my simplified answer. On the STAR test, you're probably only going to have to maybe go just this part. They're not going to make you add subtract them, okay? This is just to give you some more drill. Turn the page! Exponents. You got to love exponents. You will probably get one of these on the test. Make sure you can do these. I'm going to do all these problems for you. This problem here, this 4 has an exponent of 1. This 3 gets distributed or bluebell trucked. So this turns into 4 cubed, x to the 6, and the 1/4. 1/4 times 8 is x squared. Now then, you could punch this into the calculator. So 4 caret 3 would be 64. The letter is x, and you add these up, you would get 8. Ding, 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 ding. Piece of cake. Let's go to the next one. Okay, I could distribute. Remember, this is tricky here. This 2 will go to the negative, to the 1 and the 5. The 1/4 goes to here. So I would have 2 negatives and whatnot. 2 negatives is a positive. 5 squared, x 10, and then this is going to be x to the 5. So I'm going to type this into the calculator if I need to. Hopefully you can do 5 squared. That's going to be 25. My letter is x, and add these up, 15. Remember, if you multiply, you add. If you divide, you subtract, right? And a negative exponent moves the fraction bar, moves the base across the fraction bar. Let's go to the next one. Okay, on this problem right here, I would punch this into the calculator. that is automatically going to give you the number. So let's do that. So go to the calculator, hit Control Divide. Now then I'm going to type in 4 to the negative 2, 4 caret negative 2, hit the down button, and then type in 2 caret negative 2, 2 caret negative 2. Hit enter, and that turns into 1/4. Do y'all see how easy that is? You could do the numbers, you can't do the letters with the exponents. So this problem right here is going to have 1/4. Now then, I'm going to show you how the star would do this. I like getting rid of all the negative exponents. This is how the star is going to tell you to do it. X, and you're going to subtract the numerator minus the denominator. Then y, the numerator minus the denominator. So this will turn into 1/4 x. 5 minus negative 3 is 8. Y, negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. This could be the answer. They can also bring that negative 5 down, and you would get this. X to the 8th over 4, y to the 5th. Both of these could be the answer, okay? So remember, when you have a fraction, you do the numerator minus the denominator. Please use your calculator to get those integers right, okay? Let's go to the next one. You can type this into the calculator, and I'm about to show you how, okay? So really, right here, this is going to turn into this. That's what you'll type it in. That 2 exponent is going to go outside. I'm going to show you how to do this. So the cube root of 27 squared. Look to the left of the x squared button. You got the caret button, then above it is what we need to hit. So Control and then hit the caret button. Then do y'all see where you get the number out there? I want the cubed root, and then hit the right arrow button of 27, hit the right arrow button again, and Control squared. So that gives me the cubed root of 27 to the 2nd power. You just type it into the calculator. Hit enter. Boom, you got your answer 9. Don't worry about how to get the answer. Just be able to type that into the calculator. So this right here is equal to 9. That's all you got to do. Go to the next one. Same thing. Type this into the calculator. 16 to the 3/4. 16 caret. Hit Control Divide. Now you got a fraction in your exponent, don't you? 3. Sorry about that. 3 down 4. Then hit enter. It turns into 8. Don't worry about how it's 8. Just be able to punch that in the calculator. The answer to this is 8. Go to the next one. You can type this into the calculator. So type in 6 squared over 3 squared. So hit Control Divide. Type in 6 caret 2. Hit the, should be crickets. Hit the down button. 3 caret 2, right? Now then, before I hit enter, this is going to be 36 divided by 9, which is 4. Let's see. And it's 4 in it, okay? So this part right here turns into 4. Then you're going to write your letters, numerator minus denominator. X, 3 minus negative 4. Y'all see how I'm doing this? Y, 4 minus negative 4. Now then, let's combine our integers. X, 3, or 4x, 3 minus negative 4 is 7. Y, 4 minus a negative 4 is 8. So this is the answer. 4x, 7, y, 8. There's no negative exponents in that, is there? Piece of cake. Oh, ho, ho. Let's go down to here. We're almost done with this. This is so sad. We're about to finish up. We got another page and a half. Okay, for a relation to be a function, the domain, and y'all did this in 8th grade, and y'all remember it, cannot repeat. For a graph to be function, a vertical line cannot cross the graph twice. So let's go through this. The domain is right here. Do any of them repeat? Nope, this is a function. On this one right here, this one and this one repeat. The x cannot repeat. This is not a function. On this one right here, the domain does not repeat. Ding, 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 ding. It's a function. Now then, let's go to the letters. Does a vertical line cross more than once? Yes, it does. Does a vertical line cross more than once? Yes, it does. Does a vertical line cross more than once on this one? It does not. This V would be a function. V has more power. Oh. Continuing on. On this one right here, x makes y happen. If the first event does not make the second event happen, it's not a function. The number of wrecks, Jiminy Crickets. The number of wrecks would increase Bucks tickets. You really don't know that, okay? Just because a lot of people get wrecks doesn't necessarily mean they're going to go out and start riding a bus. This is not a function. The gasoline left in the car after you drive in miles, the miles you drive will decrease the gasoline. This is a function. X makes Y happen. On this one, the number of home runs and the number of home runs, this should be scratch out the end, the number of home runs and the number of home runs reduces the number of strikeouts. That's not true, is it? Okay, Babe Ruth had a whole bunch of home runs. He struck out a lot. So this does not impact the other, okay? Continuing on, let's go to 52. Evaluate functions. Y'all please be able to do this. You're going to graph this, you're going to graph and hit Control T. And I'm only going to do one of these for you, okay? So we're going to graph x squared minus 4x plus 3. So I'm going to go to the calculator, home, graph, and then make sure your graph has F1X. If it doesn't, you have to hit menu 3-1. So menu, graph, and you always want to graph a function in Algebra 1. That's where that F1X. If you don't have F1X in there, hit menu 3-1. Now then, let's go to the problem. It's x squared minus 4x plus 3. So x squared minus 4x plus 3. Hit enter. I get my parabola. Now hit Control T. I get my table, don't I? I need to go up and just type in the domains. These numbers on the right are what I'm going to type in. The negative 2 equals a 15. The negative 1 equals a 8. The 0 equals a 3. The 1 equals a 0, right? I'm just going to write down 15, 8, 3, 0, negative 1. The 0, so 15, 8, and then it's 3, 0, and negative 1. So this is my range, and you would put it in parentheses, right? Now then, the 1 outputs a 0, doesn't it? If you input 1, you output 0, that's your 0. The x-intercept would be 3, wouldn't it? Or the y-intercept would be 3, right? So the 0 of the function is 1, 0. If you input 1, you output 0. That's the difference. The 0, 3 would be the y-intercept, wouldn't it? Okay? Go to the next one. I'm not going to do this for you. You're going to graph and hit Control T, just the way I did it before, okay? This video will be too long if I do them all. So just graph, hit Control T. You're going to get these numbers off the table and write them down, right? So your range is going to equal to these numbers, right? Just write them down, okay? Turn the page! Okay, this is your sequences, okay? These are the sequences. What are the first 4 terms of the sequences? We're going to put this at the top. Remember, this is arithmetic. A to the n equals a to the 1 plus, and technically it was n minus 1d. The d could be in the first or second. The d was a common difference. The a to the 1 was the first term. So on this problem right here, that's my first term. It starts with 5. This is my common difference. So I'm going to keep adding 3. So 5, 8, 11, and 14. Those are my first 4 terms. Now then, the 10th term would be 5 plus 3 times 10 minus 1. So 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 5 is 32. So the a to the 10th would be 32. So just do the arithmetic, okay? You can type that into the calculator and get that. Remember, you will not write this as an ordered pair because it's a sequence, okay? The geometric sequence, and let's just do this one. This is the first term. This is my common difference. So the common difference is going to make the number go down because it's negative. My first term's 20, and then I'm just going to keep subtracting 1.5. And then dot, 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 right? My 8th term is going to be 20 minus 1.5, 8 minus 1. So 8 minus 1, 7. 7 times 1.5 is 10 and a half, or 10 and 5 tenths. 20 minus 10 and 5 tenths is 9.5. So the a to the 8th would be equal to 9.5, or 9 and 5 tenths. Now then on the geometric sequence, remember it was a to the 1 times the common ratio to the n minus 1. The r is the number you multiply by, right? So this is my first term, 4. This is my common ratio, 3. I'm going to keep multiplying by 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. 36 times 3 is 108, ... And then I want to find the 6th term. So 4 to the 3, 6 minus 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. 3 to the 5th is 243. So this is going to be 4 times 243, and then I could do 4 times 243 in my head. So a to the 6 would equal to, let me do it on the calculator. So let me go to home. A, 4 times 243, enter, and you get 972. Technically, you would just type this into the calculator. Just type that in the calculator, and you're going to get 972. Okay? Piece of cake. Let's go down to the next ones. Make sure you don't forget those formulas. Let's go to here. Write the sequence, okay? So what you want to do on this, notice you're not multiplying. So if I do 7 minus 2, 12 minus 7, 17 minus 12, I get 5 every time, don't I? That's my common difference. This is my first term. So the sequence is going to be a to the n equals, the first term is 2, plus 5, parentheses, n minus 1. And then to find the 9th term, I'm going to do 2 plus 5, parentheses, 9 minus 1. 9 minus 1 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 40 plus 2 is 42. So a to the 9 equals 42. You could just type that into the calculator, right? Don't just, I'm doing this in my brain, okay? So Mr. Toops has more power. Now then on 59, if I add, it won't work. So on this one, I'm going to do 18 divided by 6. 54 divided by 18. 112 divided by 54. The answer to every one of those is 3, which is my common ratio. This is my first term. So I'm going to have a to the n equals, my first term is 6, my common ratio is 3, and I'm going to put n minus 1, right? Now then I want the 7th term, so a to the 7 equals 6 times 3, 7 minus 1, and I'm going to type that into the calculator. So 6 parentheses 3, close parentheses, caret, 7 minus 1, and then hit enter. Boom, 4374. So a to the 7 equals 4374, 4,374. Piece of cake. Remember how to get these. The first term, and just write down the geometric or arithmetic sequence. 600, if I do 800 divided by 400, and if I do 400 divided by 200, I get 1. Oh, you got to divide right to left, I'm sorry. So you do 400 divided by, do right divided by left. Right divided by left, 200. If you do this every time, notice the number's not getting bigger, it's getting smaller. This is going to be 1/2, which is my ratio, right? This is my first term. So my series is going to be a to the n, the first term's 800, parentheses, my common ratio is 1/2, I could use 0.5, and then put n minus 1. Now then, we want the 8th term. So a to the 8th equals 800, and I'm going to use 0.5 on the calculator, and then 8 minus 1. So let me put that in the calculator. 800 times 0.5, and then caret 8 minus 1. What this, I didn't hit the caret. Caret, there we go, 8 minus 1. Now then, this is going to, not 8 minus 0, 8 minus 1. This is going to take 7/2 in it of 800. And we get 6 25/100. So go to here, a to the 8th equals 6 25/100, or 6.25. Ho, 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 ho. F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. Make sure you can do these sequences. We just finished up a unit on this. Okay, down here, this is one of the harder ones. They're not going to give you real hard formulas on the chart or the problems though. So we want to solve for L, circle the letter you want to solve, then undo everything. The opposite of plus is minus, so I need to move the 2W over to the left, don't I? So P minus 2W equals 2L, and then the opposite of multiply is divide, and divide the whole thing on the right. So P minus 2W over 2 equals L. Okay? This is real freaky because you're not used to getting an answer that looks like that. You're not doing the arithmetic. You're only doing the operations. Let's go to the next one. We want to get the B by itself. First thing we need to do is get rid of the fraction. So I'm going to distribute the denominator. So the 2 goes to the left and the right. I'm going to get 2A equals, these 2's cancel out, BH. Now then the opposite of multiply is divide. I'm going to divide both sides by H. So 2A over H equals B. Also remember on the test, these are going to be multiple choice, so you can kind of eliminate with them, can't you? Let's go to the next one. Solve for A, okay? So I'm going to move the B squared over. A squared equals C squared minus B squared. And then square root both sides. So the A equals the square root of C squared minus B squared. That would be the answer. You could put negative B squared plus C squared, but usually the negative term goes in the middle, okay? And that is it. Wasn't that fun, okay? So you just completed category 1. This is basically all the arithmetic skills with the algebra you're doing here, okay? Go back and look through these. I posted the key in the Canvas module if you need any help. You are going to do wonderful on this test. Keep believing you will succeed. Remember, you are amazing. You are created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.